All right, hello. So, like the first game in the like the first Five Nights at Cragdor's, I want to make a developer commentary of sorts, but instead of being in the game, I'm just gonna play through the game with and just talk about what I was thinking and whatnot. Yeah, let's go. So, speed run timer. Whatever. So I want to start by saying that I have wanted to make this game for a while, I suppose. Um, yeah, pretty much since the first one came out, and I had a bunch of different ideas, and I guess I'll talk about them as they go because a lot of them made their way into this game. And so yeah, I basically my whole idea of having the game be across different um I guess like universes of sorts, because you travel through a ton of portals and stuff. That was kind of just ripped off of Vertigo 2. Because I started working on this game in April of this year of 2023, and I mean, Vertigo 2 came out late March. I had just played through all that. I was doing speed runs of it. And so I was thinking about the game a lot. I was like, hey, this could be a neat way to tie a bunch of random ideas together. Um, so yeah. So this is chapter one. This is actually the last chapter I made. Um, I started with chapter two, and then I did three, four, five, six, and then one, which is interesting. So this kind of starts in the same field that the first game ended on, but not really because you can tell it's completely different. It has, gates and whatnot, but whatever. The Crungeon is just down there, so yeah. I really like this idea of a transition where Cragdor was there, and then you walk forward, and um, yeah, he's dead. Bananas. This was an idea I had for pretty much like any game idea I had. I was like, I want collectibles of sorts. So whenever I was reaching the end of development for this game, I was like, I can make collectibles because it's really funny. And so I made collectibles, and they're bananas because of course they are. And another thing I want to mention about this chapter, I forgot to make the rain loop, so it just cuts off. Um, Another thing I want to mention about this chapter is that it was a nightmare to work on because at this time Unity started to like break down and just randomly crash so much more here than anywhere else in the game. So yeah, this is interesting because this is the only prompt in the game. Is it just this click to mourn? This is the only time which you're actually prompted to do like an input, which is funny, I think. Just kidding. Yeah, he's not dead. You can. Yeah. So the first game had two endings. It had the ending for completing night five normally, and then the ending for doing night six. And I didn't know which one I wanted to actually go off of. Um, so I just killed him anyway because that's what happens. And yeah, with the dialogue in chapter two, um, it talks about the flooding the Crungeon with gas. Um, so clearly that is the ending that actually happened. So yeah,
Why, hello there. Please take a seat.
yeah. This is Cragdor. This is Corgus, the voice of Corgus, doing kind of a Mongolian throat sing. I talk about Cragdor's origins in the first developer commentary. Basically, there's just an image Xeonic sent saying, "Hey, look, it's Cragdor," and it became Cragdor.
I suppose you're wondering why I'm not
So
dead.
this
I guess
chair
I'm just
actually
too
doesn't force you to
powerful.
sit into it. You can just
I
leave.
want to be your friend. I think you're a swell
Um,
fellow. You survived
yeah.
my gauntlet.
I
Be
don't know.
proud of
Chairs
it.
chairs are
That's not
funny,
the real reason I wanted to hear, though. Are you ready?
but
Here we
once it
go.
begins, you get forced back in and you can't leave. So this was also an idea I had very early on. I was like, I want to do a bait and switch, where you're going down into the cruncheon, and then, oh, the
I would say
creator
thank me
comes
later,
out.
but we're safe here, so go ahead and thank me now.
I'll talk
We
about
got a
more
Cragdor on the loose.
about the
That's
creator in a
no
second.
bueno.
I just want to
Pop through
wait
the
for him
portal.
to
I hope I'll see you on the other side.
finish his dialogue. So the creator came from I'm gonna turn the game down real quick. Yeah. The creator came from an idea I had for Cragdor's backstory in another game I planned to have as the sequel to Five Nights at Cragdor's. And he's the god that created Cragdor. He is the creator of Cragdor and the universes. Yeah, he created all the universes. He's God. But yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to have him look like. I always wanted him to be red, but earlier on in my head, I had an idea to like make him a pentagram with an eye in the middle, but I ended up just going with two cubes and particles, and he certainly exists. So yeah, this is a portal shader I stole from a YouTube video. I believe the channel was named like Drummyfish or Daniel Illett. I don't know. Both of those are in the credits in the special thanks because I stole their shader. Yeah. Let's go through. So, yeah. Achievements were really funny. They took like 10 minutes to work on, or 10 minutes to get working. That's it. There's not much to talk about. I mean, I can talk about them after everything. Welcome to Chapter 2. This is the first chapter of the game I made. This floor here is probably the very first object I placed in the game. Yeah. If you played the beta, you are aware that, whenever you jumped on the edge of any geometry, you would just get stuck. This was the very first time I realized that, and it was like 10 seconds after actually, creating the player movement. Well, I say created. I also stole player movement code. But don't worry about that. Yeah, I didn't know why, but it only took 8 months to get rid of that. Props. They exist. I never bothered fixing them being able to go through walls. Yeah. My idea for Chapter 2 was always to be like a series of trials or whatever that the creator puts you through to see if you're worthy, but in the end it ended up being just super short. You just go up, you do like this, or you do that, and then you move the crayon into position. And yeah, a lot of the things in the game were spur of the moment, especially this. I was working on this in voice chat, and someone, I forgot who, we were talking about like physics things and like whatever, and Big Crayon came up, and then they were like, oh, why not have you like sign your name on something? So I was like, okay. And yeah, for a little bit I kind of wanted it to be mandatory to unlock that, but instead I just made it a collectible. So yeah, it's a collectible. It's one of the bananas. It says whack. Here's the creator.
Hey, congratulations. You did it. You're definitely gonna
So
win
because
this
I don't
one.
want to go through this again, I'm going
Here's a
to
recap of what's
talk
happened.
about
To put a
leaving
simple
in
comic
like
run, I
cutscene skips
created
and
Cragdor
speedrun
over
stuff
500
intentionally.
years ago as a little experiment to see how powerful of a being I could
Yeah.
create. As it
I
turns
purposely
out, a
made the
pretty
trigger
fucking
for
powerful
that
one.
portal
He
there
destroyed
huge,
many of the universes
so you could skip it
in
just because it's
instance.
funny.
I made him
Okay. So, welcome to the pizza level. Yeah, for a bit, an idea I had for a game that wasn't, Cragdor related at all was like, oh, what if you have like a neighborhood and you have to use like cool awesome movement mechanics to deliver pizza. And the only thing that stayed was the delivering pizza part. There's no cool movement in this game. At least no cool casual movement, or even really, anything. Yeah. So for a while, these houses just had nothing on them, except for this one. But I eventually added stuff, and I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, I just kind of picked Chargus because he was like, he was a funny character that is the other enemy of sorts of the first game. So yeah, I was just like, he runs a pizza business.
Well, hello there. Remember me? I was in the crunch with you. Hey, thanks for freeing us.
I forgot to put this up
Say,
against the
could you
wall.
do me a little favor? I'm trying to start a business in this universe. Tell me
This
what's good
map,
for me.
this used to
Could you
be
help
on
deliver some
this
pizza?
side of the
Sorry, I can't hear you taking it as a yes.
of the pizza.
If you get
the
lost
pizzeria,
out there, refer to my map
and
on the wall there. Okay,
it was
bye.
not good. It messed with perspective a lot. People would be like super confused, like which house was which, and so I realized I think if it's like this, it's much easier to conceptualize that you're in the pizza hut here, and the houses are there, and I kind of wanted to make it a little more interesting than it just giving you the houses and you go to each house. So I made the hints for each one cryptic. Too cryptic because I forgot cursed and 2 question marks mean nothing. They mean nothing. Number 1, proud of it, I guess, is fine. It's 1 crag away. The haunted crag shack is cursed. Yeah. So, the hints weren't good, so there's things on each of the houses. This is a haunted crag shack. It's Cragdor, but devilish. Michael's Assisted Living Center. It's this one. I added this to it to make it more obvious that it's Michael's Assisted Living Center. Michael's Assisted Living Center is I forgot. I thought that was kind of funny, but it's not a very helpful hint. Nanner Market. Sells banana. Of course, I added the actual bananas. Over here. Club Satan Meeting Point. Okay, this is an interesting one because for a while this was called the Blunder Dome. Which is why, it was why the map is 2 question marks, because that's, that's the chess.com thing for a blunder. But instead I was like, that's kind of BS. So I put a pentagram on it and called it Club Satan Meeting Point because it's funny. Funnily enough, this pentagram is the same one that's used in Chapter 5. I'll get to it later. But if you were able to go inside the house, which I actually can because I have the Unity project open. You can see, I believe, that, yeah, it is the same texture. The eyeball or whatever is inside of it. So yeah, Steve's crib I didn't change at all because it's fairly obvious that Steve is where Steve lives. Sorry, I have a cough right now. Also for your collectors. Oh yeah, another thing about the development. I had to redo the terrain, and it was really annoying. And it's kind of why some of the trees are like jank-ish. Is this one like... Yeah, this one's like off the ground entirely. And this one's pretty far in the ground. Oh yeah, flashlight. Yeah, for some reason the flashlight is always enabled. It's just like, you know, you can turn it on and off, but it doesn't actually do anything with the light. But you can hear the sound, which is funny. So yeah, I accidentally deleted all the terrain for this level, so I had to redo it. It's why this house is above the ground, and it's clipping in because I did a really shoddy job at it.
You did it. Thank you so much. I have enough money to
Also,
expand
these
the
are
system.
upside down lamps because
As a gift of gratitude,
it's funny.
I have this weird thing I found crawling around in my kitchen.
This is the flashlight. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's just a thing you can pick up. Portal. I like the particles. Yeah, it touched the portal. Welcome to Slender. Yeah, no, this is literally... It's very easy to tell, you know, what this is. You know, Slenderman. If he shouts, he sees you. Yeah, this is basically... I'm good with this as being the only indication of, you know, how to actually evade Invisdoor, because it does a fine job. You know, if he shouts, he sees you. The funny thing about post-processing is that if you walk up to it, you can't read it, which makes the pages a bit unfortunate because you can't actually read the pages. So yeah, I'm just gonna go out and collect all 8 pages, but to be safe, I'm going to save load. And because I was lazy, I didn't preserve if Invisdoor was active or not. So save loading completely disables him. You're welcome for that tidbit of information. Yeah, I had this map here. This line that connects the pizza to the delivery point, it wasn't there for a while. Why am I clipping through the floor? It wasn't there for a while. And I added it to make it seem a bit more, I don't know, clear that that's where you're supposed to bring it. And then, yeah, this just has all the other points. And this building. For some reason, I still see a lot of people don't know that this building exists for a while. I added a lamp over there. You can kind of see. You can see it better if I actually go over there, which I will in a little bit. But, yeah, it didn't really help much. For some reason, people just don't find this. Some people don't, anyway. It can take a while. Yeah. I want to showcase all the pages because they're funny. No Escape is the very first one. I wanted the first one to be kind of normal. These pages were all drawn by Cordis, by the way. Let's go over here. I want Victor. This is a reference to a GIF you can only get if you're in golf. So yeah, this is the building I was talking about. I added this lamp, but it's pretty dim because I didn't want, you know, Sarah to just be lit up. But I mean, I probably could have just made it lit up. This is purple because I thought purple's a neat color. The crayon isn't here. What? Oh well. I'm not gonna worry about that. My honest reaction. It's another golf gif. There's a lot of golf in jokes in this game. Yeah. Now, when making this, I thought it would be really funny if you had to deliver a pizza again. So, yeah, you do, but I'm not gonna pick that up right now. This is kind of the last page I added. Always watches, no nanner. It was just kind of a thing to put there because here's the Cragdor shrine. Oh, mighty one's face, brief visit, a brief detour, gone too fast, too soon. This means he came to this universe. That's all that means. So heavy. Here is the well. It has yeah, it has collision now. Aw, there's no nanner in there. I must have already collected it, I guess. Yeah, there's a nanner in there. Hopefully. Always watching. That one over there is a toilet, and I released this game at a very unfortunate time, because Skibidi Toilet is all the rage now. This was made in like May when such a concept did not exist. You just got Cragdored. Change your name to Cragdor the Destroyer for 24 hours and send me the message you get. Now let's go over and deliver the pizza. So yeah. This is literally just Slenderman. That's all this is. That's all the commentary you're getting. This is just Slenderman. I made this pop up when you got near it. I want pizza. This one is buy one, get one free. One more thing I want to showcase real quick is the Matthew space. It's over here. Yeah, this is an Easter egg that I thought was really funny. Oh yeah, it doesn't save when you load, so. But another funny thing about loading in this map is the pages respawn. I'm not gonna say anything for this. It's exactly what it seems. I just thought it was funny, and I zoned out for 10 minutes, and here it is. This is like not canon, but it's in the game. I consider it not canon because Cragdor is here and he's not killing you. This is an alternate universe Cragdor. Though, no. It's not canon, except it totally is. I just downscaled a lot of the images because it made it look funnier. So this is a doozy of a level. At this point I was kind of like, oh yeah, don't worry about the culling. I've tried so hard to fix it and it didn't work. When you drink but no arms. This is the kind of hint on how you proceed. So yeah, I was at this point I I knew what I wanted to do for like other parts of the game, but for this part of the game it's like it's not long enough. So I need to add more. Oh, what? I can't. Oh, I can't zoom in the camera because yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the FOV in this level is kind of locked no matter what you do. You can see I'm changing it. Because of what happens whenever you take a swig. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother explaining my thought process for this. I just thought, what if I have the most incomprehensible nonsense? And the background video is Portal Gateway by Zionic. This is where I first tell you about sprinting, because you didn't need it before in the game, but you do need it to make that jump. Yeah, these are just random textures from the game. Unity editor has stopped working. Funnily enough, I didn't ever see this message. Whenever it crashed, it just closed. Didn't have anything. This is a GIF. This is a GIF. It's a really funny GIF, but I don't have it right now. These things lower your gravity. Yeah, they're weird. I don't really know. I don't really know I definitely could have introduced these better, but because, you know, some people I saw just go here and then they're like, oh, what do I do? But I think if you eventually jump, you should figure out, and pretty much everyone eventually does figure out that that's what you're supposed to do. I made both of them the exact same texture, so you could, you know, so you could actually make an association that, okay, this lowers your gravity. This is the map because it's funny. Yeah. So this is Demo Buddy. He's voiced by Atlas. This is the Museum of Cragdorian History. Demo Buddy's about to say a word.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I remember you. Cragdor sent you down to my chamber, right? You want to talk about that? Have a seat.
It's very clipped because it's very funny. Anyways, this was an idea for another Cragdor sequel I had. It was basically, you were in the museum, in the Museum of Cragdorian History, and you were creating, you were finding artifacts to piece together Cragdor's history. I never made it, and it just became this, and here to collect the pieces of intel. Yeah, his origins are unknown. Not actually. His origins are not unknown, but Demo Buddy doesn't know that, so. The torment he brought upon the universes was insurmountable, and we wish to never see his face again. If you see him, finalize your will. Yeah, this is actually a drawing by my brother, because it's funny, because he did it once. He just drew Cragdor, and I was like, I'm putting this in the game. There's there's the map of the Crungeon. You know, I thought it'd be funny to make it crayon and have a monkey there. Yeah, Char Room, Upper Crungeon, Demo Buddies thing. This is actually a little different from how it actually is in Chapter 5, but yeah. This is a hint to this, which apparently nobody does. Like, in total, I've seen probably 2 people actually look for this to try and decipher this keypad. Also, yeah, that's an achievement, to try and decipher this keypad, because they just go and just start clicking things until it works, and then yeah. Invisidor, he's a ghost. He's a dead ancestor ? Of Cragdor. Yeah. Chargus, he loves capitalism in pizza. That's it. That's really all there is to talk about in here.
Ooh, nice. You got a portal open. Great
actually,
work. Well, good luck out there. Hope you catch a Cragdor.
These pads were supposed to be way more prominent in the game. I was like, oh yeah, I'll make puzzles or whatever featuring these, and they'll do wacky stuff like, you know, like, oh, some of them are linked to, you know, weird obscure patterns in the environment. And then a funny thing about puzzles is that it's very easy to think about making them, but not easy to actually make them. It's not easy to actually, you know, it's easy to say, oh, I'll make puzzles, but it's not easy to make puzzles. This is an image made by Zionic. I told him to just go wild, and yeah. Alright. So chapter 4 is interesting. Oh yeah, this song exists, I forgot. Yeah, this is a little town. Yeah, this is also an idea. Where there's no actual dialogue, but they, you know, they talk with that. Also, funnily enough, I added an Easter egg trigger. That's a reference to something. You might get it. So this is the previously mentioned sequel to Cragdor's I was thinking up. this is what the fishing comes from. I wanted to make kind of a bait and switch Cragdor game, where where it's just like a weird fishing. It's just a game of fishing minigames. It's just a ton of fishing minigames, and they were all really weird. Like some of them were normal fishing minigames, like they were like timing things or whatever, and then some of them were like, oh, it's a 2D platformer. That's the one I ended up going with for the fishing minigame for this game. It's 2D platformer. It's pretty basic. There's 2 exits. There's the easy one and the hard one, as I call it. The hard one gives you better fish. It just picks which of the 3 fish it randomly gives you. The further along, the more expensive they are. The fish art was all drawn by my brother. For the other game, for fishing, as I called it, fishing in all caps is what it was called. And yeah, it was just a bunch of fishing minigames. But it was based on a dream I had where I had a dream where you were playing a fishing game and then you just caught the floor and the floor gave way to a whole other area, like a whole nother, secret thing. So I was like, oh, I'll have this whole secret society down there, and Cragdor and the creator are there. Cragdor ended up in this universe, and I was like, I had no direction, really, outside of that. Outside of just Cragdor is hiding underneath the bowels of Fishing Incorporated, which was, yeah, I don't know. It was very weird, and yeah, these are gravity beam things. I don't know. I was just like, I need more mechanics than just blocks and spikes. So it's like, I had a tractor beam. I also added springs. I guess kind of springs. They're more like bounce pads. Yeah. Caught a fish. So yeah, I really wanted this game to just be a mishmash of different genres and ideas. This was a map made by Val. Val made a couple levels. This one's demonic. This one should not be in the game, honestly, but it's super funny, so you have to do like that. I didn't even do it. That one's also too hard, I think. This is another interesting idea by Val. This is a rare, actually good map by Val. Oh god. And then yeah, it loops around and picks random ones. So wall jumping was originally a bug, and it still kind of is, but it breaks a couple things, but I say it's a feature now. It's skill based. You know what? I'm picking the easy one. Screw you. Okay, how much do I get from that? Oh, 197. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that can happen sometimes if you're going fast enough. Yeah. So, this is the shop. You can buy pancakes, you can buy nothing, you can buy a banana, but the main thing you want to buy is the totem. I had ideas for other stuff I wanted to put in the shop. I just forgot to make them. There's going to be like a fish booster, which would make the fish you get, guaranteed to be the best one or something. But yeah, I never did that. Oh yeah, another. Oh, never mind. Forget about it. This is Denny's. I hope I don't get sued. Yeah, you need to find that key first. This key that's right here originally was right here, and it was bad, so I moved it. Nobody found it. Oh. So you go into Denny's, and it's full of exploding pancakes. I don't know why. It's really funny. I'm gonna Denny's, don't mind the pancakes. That's a typo. They've been a problem for years. This is funny. It censors holy, but yeah. This is like a hint. Except you know, nobody actually needs it. That's an achievement. Hungry. That's for eating all the pancakes in 10 seconds. So bring the totem, and I was like, you need somewhere to put it. This chapter is called Evocation because you evoke Cragdor's spirit into this universe by placing the totem on here.
The nerve of some people.
Why does he do that?
You think you can just weasel your way out of the game, you cheater?
What? Why is he doing that?
You go running around
Oh my god.
on the multiverse, making
Real-
me chase
what
you
is
all
this?
around. And you just summon me.
Okay, you know what? I'm breaking my game right now.
You robbed the satisfaction away from me, and you will pay. I hope you like the crungeon because
Okay,
you're never
this is a
coming
weird bug.
back.
I don't know what causes it. That he just stops talking there. I really should fix it, but yeah. Hey, that's a Nibbles chunk. This chapter is, in my opinion, the best chapter. I think so anyway. So this is the Church of Cragdor. This chapter is called Deprivation because you're in the Crungeon. So yeah, this is the Church of Cragdor. This was originally, you were in the lower Crungeon and there were a bunch of puzzles for you to solve. And then I couldn't make puzzles, so instead I got an idea, straight up ripped off from Vertigo 2. If you've played Vertigo 2, then you know exactly what this is referencing. This is chapter 10 of Vertigo 2, where you go to Autonica and there's the Church of, there's the Church of the Hypercube. But this is the Church of Cragdor, and there's a Heavenly Banana. Yes, smoking. I don't know why I put that there. This is a video. This is a video I made in Microsoft Clipchamp because it's really funny. Yeah, this is Nick. This is Corgus. This is like a supposed to be stained glass Cragdor, but it doesn't really look like that, so it just looks really funny. There's the light of lighting up the church. So funnily enough, you can see into the stealth route from here. Yeah, I just thought that was funny. This is the churchgoer. I voiced the churchgoer, and it is certainly one of the things in the game.
Greetings, stranger. We welcome you with open arms to our lovely little home. You are currently in the Lower Crungeon, a place for those Cragdor deems unworthy.
So yeah,
Cragdor
I wanted to make a church
Cragdor knows who
'cause it's
should
funny.
and who shouldn't. We pray for this. We pray to repent and prove ourselves worthy. Now, will you join us, kind stranger?
So yeah, this is a decision. Join the Church of Cragdor. I'm gonna say no.
Blasphemy.
I know everyone says no. Literally every single playthrough I've watched, they say no. They don't join. Which is kinda interesting, but it's yeah, because in my opinion, the funniest gag in the game by far is mandatory in the church route, but it's optional if you don't go that way. But I see most people do anyway, so I'm gonna go over there and talk about Nibbles right now. This is Nibbles. This is that texture I mentioned earlier. Yeah, this is Nibbles.
Alright,
So this is a really funny
hey, it's me, Nibbles. What's your name?
I need to cut that clip. I forgot. Don't worry about it. This is Nibbles. He's a random Creative Commons goofy cartoon squirrel model I found on like Sketchfab. And I was like, I needed something for you to actually do while you're taking the church route. You know, when you join the church. So I was like, why not make it so they have to hunt and kill small animals? So I was on Sketchfab looking for squirrel models. Like, there aren't any except for this stupid raggedy, not raggedy, but like, goofy cartoon squirrel. So I was like, all right. And so whenever I added this gun, I was in call with Cragdor, Corgus, and we were talking about what we could do, and we came up with this whole sequence for Nibbles, and just the entire time we were just cackling, just laughing, because it's so funny. that the music just stops and all his stuff just falls, and then it cuts away to the
We
funeral.
gather today to mourn the loss of a dear friend of ours. Nibbles was an inspiration to all.
There's a banana.
It was tragically taken from our world
There's a cheese.
by an unknown disgrace to all morality. Blindsided by the light. on
We
an
just
idle
wanted
day,
you to
simply
feel
looking at
as
eight
bad
months
as possible
together.
for
Cannot
murdering
fathom
Nibbles,
what we're
and
gonna
I think
do
we
without
we did a
Nibbles.
pretty good job.
A
I
father
mean, you
of
don't.
four,
Nobody actually like
friends
feels
of
bad
four,
about murdering
never forget
Nibbles,
his
but
fantastic life cut too short.
it's really
His
funny that
family
you have to sit through
and
the funeral,
community before all else, making endless sacrifices.
and also the
too
coffin's tiny.
generous to recreate. In spite of all the hardships he faced in life, he was able to persist and thrive.
This is Millie.
as a beautiful and
She's
selfless
great.
role model to all. We may not be able to make it through winter without him. May he rest in peace.
So yeah, then it fades back, and you hear it, and the pentagram thing is there. It's just me whispering stuff like I just ate a singular ham sandwich and whatnot. So yeah, you just put all these things in, and then eventually,
Cragdor thanks you for your sacrifice.
yeah, eventually that happens. So yeah, let's do this path. So if you couldn't tell, this is easily the biggest chapter of the game. Maybe not the longest, but it is physically the biggest. And yeah, there's a lot that happens here. So in here are these like laser things. They're just shooting out a ton of particles. You can see they, follow your camera. They always face your camera because they're particles. I wanted that to be really loud because it's really funny and people jump whenever they get hit. So yeah, also, with particles, it's easy to make it so that they get blocked. It is not the most efficient way to make like a laser, but it's a very funny way. I notice a lot of people when they're going through here, they'll like, put this there and then bring it with them. Once you do that, you're stuck. So I should probably add another cube there. But yeah, I kind of wanted to add like a, make you feel like you're breaking into the church. That's just a platformer thing you have to do. This is like kind of a puzzle, not really. But the intended solution is that you stack these two like this. So it's blocking the laser, but you can stand on it and go over here. And there's banana here because I was running out of places to, I didn't have any good ideas for good places to hide them. So I was like, oh, hey, if you're up here, you might see the particles and collect it. This is the shrink ray. Do not use on banana. So the first thing everyone does is
What
they
are you
use it on the
doing?
banana.
You're gonna kill us all.
Come here, my child. You have my eternal gratitude for
This is
freeing me from
Zeonic.
the bonds
I
of
just
that
thought it would be
church.
really funny for the banana to
centuries,
talk
my
to you
soul
and
has
thank
been
you.
trapped in that stupid banana
A lot of these things were
statue.
made on a
May
whim.
your journey be
Like a
blessed
lot
and
of things in
lucky
this game were
well.
just made
The passageway
just
out
because
of
it
the
was
dungeon
funny.
has been blocked out for eons. I shall clear it up as a reward for rejuvenating my soul. Once again, thank you and goodbye.
So yeah, he sends you back here. Then you go across. And then you end up here. If you do the church path, you just go back in, you pray at the banana statue, and then it just unlocks. A bit less interesting, but you have to kill Nibbles, so it's really funny. Interestingly enough, the most common thing I see people do is they don't join the church, but then they go back here and kill Nibbles anyway. It's really funny. This is regain all hope, ye who exit here. I think I already mentioned that. Yeah. 2 Upper Crungeon. Elevator. This is supposed to be the passageway to Demo Buddy. To Demo Buddy's thing, but it's it's blocked off now. 2 Lower Crungeon. Because, you know, in the first game, whenever you reach the end of Demo Buddy's area, he says, it says to Crungeon. So, yeah. This is Chargus's room. This is a giant pizza because I didn't expect it to be this big. But it is that big. This is like a shrine. I don't know. This is Chargus. Sleep well. This is a room with a bunch of bananas. I don't even know why. Rip Invisidor, he's dead. This is a shotgun. If you paid attention to the cameras in the first game, you'll recognize the shotgun, but I think 0 people in total will recognize the shotgun. It's just on the ground in Cam 4. And this is the office from the first game because it's funny. Well, not because it's funny. Not everything is because it's funny. But that, I mean, to be fair, that does dictate a lot of what's in this game. But it's just to be like, oh hey, you're in the Crungeon. Wow. So yeah, this is copy pasted into chapter 1. Yeah, this is ripped off from Vertigo 2, this chapter. Because yeah, whole church path and whatnot. So yeah. I want to say for the cutaway specifically, Jazzpunk was a fairly, you know, big influence. I mean, not really. We just kind of had an idea, but a lot of the, like, you know, philosophy of just going around doing random stuff in this game is kind of Jazzpunk-ish inspired. The closest game you could relate this to, I think, would be Jazzpunk. But again, this is a weird game. There's not a lot like this game. I had an idea in my brain for an epic fight scene between the creator and Cragdor. And it would take place in this, you know, Coliseum and stuff. But instead, I just decided that I'm going to blow him up. Yeah. I don't know why. I had an idea, you know, that you, for the final boss, you would, you know, absorb the powers of the creator. And, you know, you'd be able to use that against Cragdor himself. That didn't really end up happening, but you still eat the creator anyway. Because that was my idea for having, you know, of how you would absorb the powers. And because I didn't end up doing that, it's just still there. It just ended up in, and, yeah, now you just eat them, and it's funny. And then Cragdor comes in.
Well, we meet again. I see you escaped the Crungeon yet again. I have dealt with that
A lot of the
stupid
subtitles
cube,
don't line up because
and
I
I
copied
can't
them
wait to
straight from my
take down
Google
another
document where I wrote all of
mere
them.
mortal.
And Cragdor.
Step through when you're ready.
Why do I keep saying Cragdor? Corgus didn't say them one-to-one. Another thing I want to mention, just because it's funny. Yeah, touching a cactus hurts. So the next level is funny. This was also based off a dream I had. I had a dream that I was playing mini golf with a waffle fry. So I was like, this needs to be in the game. So it is. For a while, this was not very fun to play. Debatably, it still isn't, but I like it. And I like that you have to play mini golf. You can also go backwards. You know, that's for the professional golfers out there. For a while though, this was not fun to play because the collision was janky, but yeah. Any playtester will tell you that, Jesus, the collision was janky, but now it's fine. For the most part. This is scuffed because it's based off of, like tile maps and stuff, and I only made a couple. So, there's no like alternate for the you know, for the slopes and on the grass. So yeah, that's just a waffle fry I stole from Google Images. I hope that was legal. These spinners, They're weird. They're just Unity animation rotating. They don't like push you. They just move you. This is hole 5. This was originally way worse. This was really just a bunch of blocks placed around, and I changed it to a bunch of spinners, which is still a little annoying, but not as annoying as before, because before the blocks could just randomly disappear, and I never fixed it. I never could learn how to fix it. This is par 4. It's kind of rigged, but I did it in 3 before, I think so. 20. Cragdor strokes. 5 because it's funny. I wanted to do something like Jazz Punk where Cragdor is in the level with you and he's just blatantly cheating, but I kind of thought I kind of just didn't do that because it was too much effort. So this map is funny because you can just go to the end right off the bat. I keep saying funny. I'm sorry. But yeah. Throwing was a bit of a pain to get working. In the end, I just stole code from a different game I was making that I haven't finished and probably won't finish.
Welcome back. I hope you're not too embarrassed after that horrible performance. Lucky for you, that was just the warm-up. Whenever you're ready, step through the portal.
So yeah,
you can chill here as
this
long
is an
as you
introduction
like
to the
while I prepare to
bowling balls and
destroy
throwing them,
you.
because they're a big part of the boss fight. So you can't just put them in there and just expect the bowling balls. Expect the players to know how to use the bowling balls. This is Corgus's color. This is my color. This is Tree's color, just because. A nice little reference. So this isn't like an actual bowling thing at all. They're just pins set up, and they're just physics objects. That's all it is. There's nothing like tracking anything. So let's get into the boss fight, which is entirely carried by the soundtrack. Literally, it is so much more intense just because of the song. Yeah, pancake. There's only one way to, quote unquote, lose, to die, and it's to be touched by Cragdor while he is chasing you, which, it's like a 1 in 4 chance for him to chase you in each cycle. So yeah, you throw bowling balls at him. It was originally way more annoying. You'd have to hit like 15 bowling balls. But now I made it so that you only have to do 6. Because a lot of people do just miss, because Cragdor's quick with it, and he can dodge like that if you're not careful.
Know the pain. Know the pain.
So yeah, it just plays randomly generated, not generated, just randomly selected noises that Corgus made. So after 6, he dies.
I have been hit.
Yeah, and then you eat him because you ate the other god, so eat this god.
Bowling storm.
My FOV is supposed to increase, but it's not. I don't know why. Yeah, this scene is funny. Stock is here. He's never in the game before, but I thought it would be really funny for him to be there. And he's crying. And yeah, you're dead. You can't handle the power that Cragdor had floating through your veins. Yeah, these are the credits. I'm just gonna close the game now and show one thing funny about the epilogue. And it's that for some reason, for some people, the ending just wouldn't trigger. So there is there's a trigger here, a giant trigger triggered by a player object in the level. This one This one is just placed really high up, and it just falls because of gravity. And after about the amount of time it takes to, the amount of time the cutscene takes, it will hit this trigger. It will hit this trigger. Just because. It works. It works now. This is the most stupid solution to doing that. Yeah. I'm gonna see. Is there anything else I need to talk about? I don't think so. Yeah. I mean achievements. I made achievements. But they I haven't actually tested them. So I know some of them work. I'm not sure if others do. So yeah. If you want to see the build number for the game for whatever reason, it's in the pause menu in the achievements hall. I just put it there. I don't know why I mentioned that. You can't even see there because everything. But yeah, it's just there. So yeah, that's it for developer commentary for this game. Yeah.